India, which is officially known as the Republic of India, is a country of South Asia. In Sanskrit, India is called as Bharat. The name comes from the legendary Bharat dynasty, which ruled over the northern part of the country 3500 years ago. The name Indus is related to the river Indus from where its present name originates. The people in the subcontinent called this river as Sindhu and the Persians referred it to as Hindu. The Greek called it Indus and gave the land its present name India. India, along with its neighboring countries like Pakistan, Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, together are called as a subcontinent because of its huge size and vastness. So it is almost of the same size as a small continent. That is why it's called as a subcontinent. Basically, a subcontinent is a big geographical unit or an area which has got distinct characteristics or its own specific characteristics which is separated from the rest of the continent. India has got different physiographical features which are very useful for the country, like the Great Mountain Wall of the Himalayas. They create a barrier between India and other countries of the north, and also is a storehouse of water as the glaciers form the source of many rivers. The next physiographic features are the Great Northern Plains or the Indian Plains, which are a storehouse of grains, as they are the most fertile lands of alluvial soil, which supports India and its agriculture. And last but not the least, the Great Peninsula Plateau of India is a storehouse of huge amounts of minerals like iron ore, coal, manganese, magnesium, provided a basis for modern industrialization and development in India. So in 1947, India gained its independence from the British rule. The Indian subcontinent was partitioned into India and Pakistan. And Pakistan was made up of two wings, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. In 1971, East Pakistan separated from Pakistan and formed the independent country of Bangladesh. Location and size of India. India is centrally located in South Asia at the head of the Indian Ocean. To the east is the peninsula of Indochina, and to the west is the peninsula of Arabia. India has an area of 3.2 million square kilometers and is the seventh largest country in the world. The northern part and the southern part of India is approximately 3,200 kilometers wide, and the distance between the east and the west extension of India is around 3,000 kilometers. India lies completely in the northern hemisphere. It extends from 8 degrees 4 feet north to 37 degrees 18 feet north latitudes, and the Tropic of Cancer divides India into two equal halves. The longitudinal extent of India is 68 degrees 7 feet and 97 degrees 25 feet east. Standard meridian time of India is at 82.5 degrees east, that passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh near Allahabad, and it is taken as the standard time for the entire country. But the local time of various places in India may vary according to their latitudinal and longitudinal extent. But basically, if we consider all the local times, then there will be no proper standard time for the entire country. So, in order to ensure that there is only one single standard time, which is considered to be the time for the entire country, we have taken this longitude at 82.5 degrees east. The northern point of India is in Jammu Kashmir, and the southern point is in Kanyakumari, which is also called as Cape Comorin, and is the southernmost point of Indian mainland. The Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea meet here. The beach sands are of different colors since they are deposited from different directions. And Kanyakumari is also known for its spectacular sunrise, sunset, and moonrise, associated with the goddess Kumari. Kanyakumari thus is a busy pilgrimage center. So always remember that Kanyakumari is the southernmost point of Indian mainland, but Indira Point is the southernmost point of India as a whole. It is the southernmost part of Andaman and Nicobar group of islands. Let's talk about the coastlines of India. India has got a very vast and a very regular coastline of 7,516 kilometers. Along the east, it has got the Utkal coast and the coastal plains of India, which is the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta region, the Chilika Lake, the Andhra coast, and the Coromandel coast. And towards the west, it has got the Gulf of Khambat, the Gulf of Kutch, Konkan coast, and the Malabar coast. India has got groups of islands or archipelagos which are like the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which lie along the Bay of Bengal, that is 6 degrees to 14 degrees north latitudes, and they are a group of many islands. Some of them are too small to be inhabited also. These islands are basically of volcanic origin, like the Barren Island, which is a volcanic island. Then there is the Lakshadweep group of islands, which is in the Arabian Sea, made up of Laccadive, Minicoy, Amentivy, and other smaller islands. Most of the islands are of coral origin, and its capital is Karavati. India is basically a peninsula which is surrounded by water on all three sides. So, in the south, it has the Indian Ocean, in the southwest, it has got the Arabian Sea, and the southeast, it has the Bay of Bengal. India is bordered by the countries of Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. The island of Sri Lanka lies in the south of India, separated from it by the Pok Strait and the Gulf of Mannar. The border between India and Pakistan is one of the most dangerous international boundaries in the entire world, based on an article written in Foreign Policy in 2011. The line of control divides Kashmir between India and Pakistan. It was formed on the 17th of August 1947. It's called as the Radcliffe Line. McMahon Line is the international boundary between India and China, covering parts of Bhutan in the west as well as Brahmaputra region. Sir Henry McMahon, who was the Foreign Secretary of British India, determined the McMahon Line. In 1914, there was a Shimla Treaty between India and Tibet, where they had determined to have a clear territory. But the McMahon Line was a negotiation between India and Tibet without the participation of Chinese government. So Chinese consider the McMahon Line as illegal and unacceptable. Same Radcliffe Line that was formed in 1947 serves as a border between India and Bangladesh. Once it was formed as East Pakistan, now in 1971 when it got liberated and when Bangladesh was formed, it's the same border between India and Bangladesh. So let's talk about the relationship of India with the world. So, India holds a central location. It is located in the south of Asia, which is surrounded by land as well as ocean. So, it has got the advantage of land routes as well as sea routes. So, from ancient times, India had a very strong trade relations with various countries of the world, with the West, with Africa, with Asia, with Europe, and it used to trade and export its spices. India has got a long coastline as it is a peninsula, and it gets connected with the rest of the world by means of shipping. And with the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869, India's distance from Europe reduced by 7,000 kilometers. So it was able to trade with European countries and the countries of the West easily. India was known as Swarna Bhumi, or the land of gold, as the Indian traders used to trade spices in exchange with huge quantities of gold and precious minerals. That was the ancient time when the ancient travelers traveled and exchanged through the Silk Route. There are several records which shows that the traders and the merchants of ancient India would travel to foreign lands and would barter or trade their products like textiles, carpets, spices, and food grains, and often marry the local women of those countries and settle down there permanently. Tamluk in Midnapur district of West Bengal was a very busy and famous port of trading, where boats and ships sailed along coastlines of Bengal and Burma and crossed the Bay of Bengal straight to the Malay Peninsula. India has a very strong geopolitical strategic location. It is also a country which has got its distinct characteristics from the rest of Asia, so because of which it is called as subcontinent. India is a land of diversities with rich heritage and philosophies and a very long history.